35 minutes. I'm going to show you how I created this product visualization of this product here. I hope you enjoy this video and stay tuned. Alrighty, so we're just going to start by modeling the shape of the container. So I'm going to open my reference image. And I'll choose this one. And we're just going to rotate this to position by pressing R on our keyboard, and we can snap this rotation by clicking this magnetic symbol, and I can select rotate. We're just going to snap this in position. I'm going to turn off my selection so that we don't accidentally select this while we're modeling the container. Now let's just start modeling the shape. I'm going to start with the cylinder. Just going to move my image over a little bit. You can turn off the snapping by selecting this. I'm just going to center this towards the middle. And now we're just going to match this up. Now we have the base of our product. Since we're not going to be able to see like the inside of this or the inside of the container, we don't really have to worry about modeling it, but ideally this product does have a part in the middle for the cap when you open it. So we are going to model that, but we don't have to model that. But in this case, I'll model it anyway. So I'm just going to inset these faces. I'm going to extrude this face up slightly, like so. And we're just going to delete this face. And there. Now let's give this some thickness. So I'm going to come into my modifiers. Select subdivision, no, select solidify. And this is going to give us some thickness. Thickness around the edges of our container. I'm also going to bevel these edges as well. So to do that, I'm going to select this bottom face. And I'm going to press Control B to bevel these faces. And the product has a slight extrusion coming from the bottom, so I'm just going to slightly inset this and just kind of drag it down like so. Something like that. I'm also going to fill this face because we never want to have open faces like this, so I'm going to select this face and I'm going to poke faces. Okay, so now we're just going to give these edges enough geometry, so let's do that. I'm just going to add a couple edge loops around these edges. So the bottom of our container has a couple of ridges at the bottom, and there's sort of an inset towards the bottom as well, so I'm going to model those. Okay, so now we're going to model the top part of our container, so let's open our reference back up and we're just going to model the top here. So for that I'll simply just select these faces here and duplicate them. And press P to select that and separate it. And I'll go to my face selection and poke. And that'll give us our top. So now we're going to model, or now we're going to create our glass material. So to do that, I'll select a new material. I'll create a math, light path, transparent shader, and a mix shader. And I'll simply mix my principled shader with my transparent shader. And this is going to give us a very realistic glass material. I'm going to plug my ray depth into my add, and then I'm going to choose greater than. I'm going to change this to 6.5. And then I'm going to plug my value into this factor node. And to start to see how this is going to look, I'm going to set up some camera settings and some lighting. Alright folks, so you can see our materials are starting to show up now, and I just went ahead and started to change the color of my glass to match the reference, as it has this brownish color. So I started to change that. I'm going to adjust the roughness to about 0.1. Yeah, this is how our product is starting to look. The next thing we have to create is the powder that is actually inside, so we'll do that next. So for the powder, I'm just going to model a substance to go inside. It doesn't have to be as detailed, but we just want to be able to show that there's something in here inside of this. So to do that, I'm just going to simply duplicate this mesh by pressing Shift D. Then I'm going to separate that selection by pressing P. Or, excuse me, since we duplicated it, we don't have to separate it, so never mind. I'm going to delete some faces that we don't need here. And just simply keep the faces that we want. So I'm just going to fill these edges with the face by pressing F. I'm going to inset it slightly, and then I'm going to press face, poke faces. And then this will give us our substance that's inside of the product. And now I'm going to slightly scale it down so it fits perfectly inside of the product. Okay, so now we're just going to finish up our lighting. So I'm just going to add our next light, which is our key light or fill light. I'm going to change this to linear. And just rotate my image. And there you go. So now we have a nice linear gradient here. I'm going to play around with some settings here. As I mentioned in the last video, having two lights is sometimes good enough for lighting. You'd be surprised how much you can do with just two lights. So again, it depends on your preferences, but sometimes having two lights can be enough to get some good lighting. And I like to go with 3000 pixels. So I'm going to create. And we're just going to start creating our label. So here we're working on our material. Forgot to record my voice in this part, but here we're just making a new frame for our glass material, and we're just renaming it. And then I'm adding another section for the labels, and we're just going to start stacking these images on top of each other to create this texture for our product. Okay, so here we're just wrapping up our textures. Pretty much it's the same process, just stacking materials and stacking images on top of each other. This process is nice because you don't have to go back into like Photoshop and Illustrator and iterate and make changes. You can do it all within one program. So that's the reason we created these masks and we imported them right into Blender. Okay, so the last thing I did was I added this empty object so that we can move this entire object around. And this will help us create a nice dynamic scene for our product. So I'm just going to capture a couple shots here of this product from different angles. wrapping up the final render. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of this product visualization. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and yeah, let me know if you would like to see more product visualization videos, and I'll see you in the next one.